So The Summer I Turned Pretty, you might have heard of it.
Yeah, sure have.
A little old show. They're currently in the production of making their movie, which is meant to act as like the actual series finale.
Yes, this is it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're currently filming. Recently, the production company that's doing Summer I Turned Pretty, Amazon, tweeted this. They said, "We love the excitement, but sharing locations and visiting sets disrupts filming and creates real safety concerns for our cast and crew. We're working hard to create a protected bubble to make the best movie possible. Please help us protect the magic of Cousins," that's the place where it's set, not Cousins in general, "until it's ready to be shared." After that, Jenny Han, who wrote the book and is also a big writer of the movie and the show, she also posted, "When people come to set, film and share videos, it disrupts the work and makes it harder for actors to get into character and causes unnecessary anxiety for them. We often have to stop production to clear crowds from the shot, which breaks the crew's focus. This story means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you too. I want to give you the best version of this movie. Please help protect our process."
Right. Look, like fervent fandoms are a double-edged sword because they need that. That's why they have had a successful series. It's why they've got this movie coming out. They wouldn't have that without the fans. And the fans are so passionate. And like in my heart, I'm a fangirl. I always will be. And I have so much love for fangirls and boys.
Yeah.
And I just think like the reason why they're showing up because they love it so much. They want to be part of that world. And it's like, it's super endearing.
Yeah.
But I do understand why, it's not necessarily conducive to a good set.
I think they've also, like this set and crew in particular, have had such like bad luck when it comes to like fans being so intense about the show. Because when I first read this, I was kind of like, I was a bit like, boo-hoo. Like, everyone loves the show. Wow,
like
must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice.
Must be nice. But then I remembered when they were filming the series finale of the last season of The Summer I Turned Pretty, where Belly goes to Paris, and a lot of it was filmed in Paris. They had to fly Gavin over also, who played Jeremiah, even though Jeremiah had no scenes in Paris, because everyone was just so intense in guessing who she would choose, Conrad or Jeremiah. And then around the same time, they were putting out statements saying, "Please stop bullying our cast." They're not their characters. So they've really been through a lot with their fan base. But it's just exactly what you said. I feel like if I was like walking around the US or in Europe and I saw that they were filming close to me, I would want to go have a little look-see.
Of course I would want to have a look-see. Of course I would take a couple of pics. I don't know if I would necessarily share them on social media because that's just not my bag, but I would show all my friends. I'd sit here and talk about it.
We'd literally talk about it. Like, we filmed this exact scene.
And it's exciting, you know? Like, it's even if it's not your absolute favourite show. Like, obviously there are people that are going, oh, my God, like, I want to see them up close. Let's plan a trip. And, that is happening. I know that happened a bit on the set of People We Meet on Vacation as well. It? Yeah, but the interactions were actually all really lovely and all the reports were fine and there wasn't kind of a messaging sent out that I'm aware of that was like, don't do this. Yeah. But, fandoms are why a lot of these projects get off the ground in the first place, especially if they're based on a book or whatever. So they come with an inbuilt fan base. And so with that comes this experience.
And I do think it's changed a lot as technology has changed. Very true to what Jenny Han said in her statement, that it really disrupts the cast and the crew. Like, imagine thinking you're filming a show and now you have like a live studio audience who are just like reacting to everything. Plus with the fans filming stuff and posting it online, it just creates like this bigger thing. Whereas before it used to be like, oh my God, I was in the background of Parks and Recreation. Did you see me?
I think I find it frustrating when there's too many clips shared on my For You page or whatever.
It ruins it for you.
That's it, where you're like, I don't want to see it. And you can the way I was tapping You're Interested on stuff when The Devil Wears Prada, stuff was all coming through.
That literally happened to me when I watched the second movie, because I watched it in cinemas after you guys went to the big premiere. And I was seeing scenes that I'd already seen on my TikTok.
It's annoying, right?
Yeah. Because everyone was just filming them.
Yeah, filming them while they're walking on the streets and everything. But then it's also funny as well because we saw so many stills and footage from that film of Anne Hathaway and Patrick Brammall on the street.
That we never
saw. So gorgeous and so romantic.
Yeah.
And then that was totally missing from the film. So that's a funny experience as well because we've all been primed and it's almost like part of the promo.
Yeah.
And that's actually really interesting because some productions are like, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
And they're using it as an opportunity for promo. So we've seen that a lot with like they've been filming and they've wrapped filming now on Sunrise on the Reaping, which is like the next installment of the Hunger Games franchise.
Yes.
It's like the cast were encouraged to show stuff on their own like social media accounts.
Like, let's do it first.
Yeah. So they're like McKenna Grace was like all over it. And, you know, she's so great on social media anyway. But we got a lot of behind the scenes stuff from that production.
Yeah.
And the movie doesn't come out till November. But they like really leaned into it and like knew that they had this really, really, really passionate fan base. And so they were like feeding people from the start.
That's really smart. I have a feeling Marvel kind of did the same for the new Spider-Man movie, because Tom Holland does a lot of his own stunts where they got like fans filming him like jumping over cars and stuff in New York, and they were sharing those own videos on their own socials. It also really interesting, like can work in a way that kind of helps the production company or give them ideas. Do you remember when the first stills of It Ends With Us came out?
Oh, yeah.
And we were seeing Blake Lively in like those costumes.
Oh, the most horrendous wardrobe choices.
The most horrendous wardrobe choices.
And then it was just like mass trolling of like, this is like, awful. What is she wearing? What is this?
And
what
then
is this?
We still saw some quite questionable outfits in that movie, but like the ones that we saw on Demois were like not in the movie at all. Very similarly, Love Story, what they had as like the dress for Carolyn Bessette.
The first glimpse at both of them.
Everyone was like, that's not how they dress.
It looked like they were wearing like H&M pieces. Like it just, it wasn't reflective. And that's so important, particularly for that story, because they're like, firstly, he had a lot of money. He dressed really well. He was like stylish and gorgeous and, you know, but she was known for her style. That was her trademark. So to miss that, and even like it was right down to the hair.
Yeah.
We were like, that's not what Caroline's hair looked like.
And then they started to change it.
They did. When the show dropped, it was like it had been absolutely course corrected to perfection.
Listened.
And then they nailed it. So it is interesting to see.
And it must be helpful for them because they're getting that live feedback as they're filming versus when a trailer goes out and then they see all the feedback
or when they
and
bring a like test audience in at the end, and it's just like you can't then go, oh wait, the wardrobe sucks. Like you can't go and reshoot the entire thing. So that's really that's been really beneficial for them. I've noticed as well the next series of AHS has been like teasing so much from behind the scenes.
What have they been doing?
So they've got the core cast of Coven are back, which is really exciting because like in my opinion,
Coven is the best.
I was going to say in many people's opinion, Coven was the best
that
series.
was season 3, right?
That was season 3. That's like the witch season that was set in New Orleans. Absolutely incredible. And like the cast so stellar. Now, if you remember, Jessica Lange, who was in the first maybe I think 5 seasons.
Yes, I think so.
Then left.
Yeah.
And when asked, said, no, I'm done. I'm never going back. Right? She was like adamant. Like, no. Guess who's back?
Shut up.
Yes. And it was announced on set. Like they had her in costume and they were like playing into it and they've been dropping things on set. Same as Emma Roberts is back. And of course her famous line is, hey bitch, I bet you thought you saw the last of me.
Yes.
So that's how she promoted that she was back, which was so cool.
Oh my God, I love that.
So it's fun. And like as a fan of that series, I was so excited to like, it's like playing along from home from the start. It also extends their run. It gets people excited from the start.
That's so true. I was thinking of massive cult shows where everyone's been obsessed with and movies where they had to like go through extra lengths just to make sure nothing gets leaked. And I found these really interesting fun facts.
Yes.
Fun facts for the girls. In Sex and the City, the last episode, Sarah Jessica Parker said they filmed 3
This is
endings.
like traditional Sex and the City.
Not and just like that.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm a purist. I'm glad that we're talking about the traditional.
So they filmed 3 different endings.
Yeah.
So the first ending that we all saw on our screens is she ends up with Big. The second fake ending that they filmed was her coming back to New York alone. And the third one, can you guess what it is?
Oh.
Her ending up with Alexander Petrovsky.
No. Oh.
And she was like, it was so obvious because they were such bad endings anyway.
Such bad endings. Look, the one of her coming back to New York alone.
Would have been nice. Would have been like
it would have.
Proper.
Yes. I actually think maybe if the show was set today, That's
She
probably how
would.
it
That's
would've.
so true.
But back then, everyone wanted a happy ending,
That's
and
so
we
true.
weren't. The show was already revolutionary enough. The people weren't ready.
Back
for
then, everyone's like, what would you do without a man?
Yes,
We don't understand.
we don't understand, but now we know.
Now we know. Kit Harington on Game of Thrones said that because all of their scenes were filmed in like rural areas, like in forests and like snowy mountains.
Oh yeah, if you were a fan and you trekked out there, you know what? You deserve to be able to see it.
Exactly. You take that video, you tell us what's going on. But they said they had paparazzi who were coming camouflage with these big lenses filming them, like walking up, like, because everything in Game of Thrones would have been a leak, because even just seeing two characters together in Game of Thrones would have been a huge leak.
Even seeing a character still alive was a leak.
Character still alive, like a character who's like never met another character together. So everything was like really high stakes. So he said that they all had to film a certain number of fake scenes, like proper fake scenes that they knew would never be released.
Because think of the money that's being spent.
So much money.
Just
on production, on actors,
oh my God.
costumes.
And like with Game of Thrones, what a waste of money because it sucked anyway.
It's like,
you know what?
Give us one of those fake
release the alternate endings.
Give us one of those
Let us
fake
choose. Give us a
endings.
choose your own adventure. Release them all and the people can decide how it should have ended.
I agree. Okay, and this is my favorite one. In Avengers Endgame. So if you haven't watched Endgame, this is going to be a spoiler. But come on, it's been years and years and years.
I haven't watched it. I probably never will.
Okay, well, this is not going to be a huge spoiler, but there's a scene where there's a funeral. So like one of the characters dies and they all go to a funeral. They told Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo, who are the two cast members known for accidentally leaking stuff.
Tom Holland, it's like.
Tom Holland has given everyone Avenger plots.
Yeah.
His whole life, that's all he does. Unsolicited Avengers plots. They told the two of them that it was a wedding scene.
Oh.
And then they came dressed thinking they were filming a wedding scene and didn't realize until they were there
that it was a funeral
It was a funeral. And they still didn't tell them until the movie was released whose funeral
Oh my
gosh. So only Robert Downey Jr. was the only actor in that whole franchise to get the full script.
Is that because he was dead?
Because he was dead.
You whispered into a microphone.
Sorry, because he was dead.
Because he was dead.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
So he was the only one. No one else. Everyone knew like bits and pieces, but Tom Holland literally thought the funeral scene he was filming for a wedding.
Did the rest of the cast not realise when he was not there, Robert Downey Jr.?
No, because he also came there.
So he had to come as well.
He had to come as well.
Okay, so that's how intense it had to be.
That's how intense.
But that's so funny because that's not so much keeping it a secret from the fans as it is keeping it a secret from the cast.
It's secret from the cast so they don't accidentally
so
tell
they
the
can't
fans.
blurt it out.
So Tom Holland couldn't actually like leak anything because he didn't know.
I want to know what film or TV set you would cross international date lines to go and stalk.
If it was still filming or if they did like another season or like brought it back to our screens, the Mindy Project.
Ooh, okay.
I would, oh my God. I would honestly get, because like her whole thing was like she was a gynecologist and I would literally get a doctorate and pretend that I'm a gyno. And just to get on that set and be like, I'm here to advise. I'm here to like, I'm here to see Mindy Kaling, here for Miss Kaling.
Here for Miss Kaling.
I'm here to advise as the doctor on set. Oh my God, I'd love that. What would be yours?
Oh, look, if I'm looking backwards, it would be Fleabag.
That's such a good one. I feel like that would be fairly easy as well.
Yeah, I think so too. That would be pretty easy. Also, I feel like Phoebe would be chill, you know?
Yeah, she'd be so chill.
So
she'd be
chill.
excited to see you.
She would be excited.
I think she'd invite you on as a writer.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And like looking forwards, I reckon that they'll have a bit of trouble with the Heated Rivalry set next time they're filming.
Oh yeah, they are going to have trouble.
Yeah, because if The Summer I Turned Pretty is pulling out the fans for those two boys, imagine taking it up a notch, the Heated Rivalry boys.
Well, we've given them so many points. Just film fake scenes, but make sure you release those ones to us.
That secluded cabin is suddenly going to look like it's got a grandstand of
It's like, can we just remove the Airbnb sign from the lawn? That'd be great.